The biggest marketing plan WWE has ever done. If you guys thought they didn't set up a big story, it's because they were focusing on the marketing for the year. Hey, is Otis selling merch? Yes. Yes, Fruity Pebbles. If you guys were pissed about the Fruity Pebbles, this was it for the year. There were a total of 36 shirts. 36. Am I right? Am I right, my file? Yes, my file says it. 36. I know we are going to cry when R-Truth retires. Yeah. So, minus the one shirt that he used in Money in the Bank to announce his retirement, which is the one you see on my screen right now, there are a total of 36 shirts besides this one. Ridiculous amount. And it was amazing. But let me get off my edits. There we go. Well, Triple H did say he fucked up the John Cena story. He did say that. And he stuck to it to the end. And of course, Orton. When Kofi retired. Look, at this point, everyone's so pissed. I'm sure there's pitchforks with Triple H's head somewhere. But anyway. We're gonna go. I want to show some Instagram reactions of the match, how people reacted. But let's first start with John Cena. I appreciate, guys, the love. If you haven't yet, don't forget to like the stream. I'm a small YouTube guy, just trying to move up in the world, this dark world. But let's continue. Oh, your Bears won. Good for you. What you say? So, oh wait, is my thing on auto? Yeah, it's on auto. There we go. There you go. We're gonna start with the first shirt of his retirement tour. All these shirts were cool because if you guys don't remember, John Cena, when he first started as a doctor of thugonomics, he did wear jerseys, whether it was football, basketball, and baseball. Depending on his status. If he was a heel, he would wear the opposing team's jersey to get heat. But if he was a face, he would wear, obviously, the home team. So it was cool that although he's not about that anymore, he did bring some of that element of Dr. Thugonomics style into his retirement tour shirts. And what you get is designs that are based on each town that he visited during his tour, whether he was doing gimmick work or mic work or wrestling work. So the first one is obviously the premiere of Raw on Netflix in January 6th. It was the LA Dodgers theme, so it was cool. I actually have that shirt because I had the silliest thing to try to get all the 36 shirts, but then I failed after the first shirt. So, hey, L on me, because they got sold quick. So I was able to get at least the first one, but I didn't get anything after that until the one from last night. I was able to get the one from last night. So I got two shirts. I couldn't even get my New York City one because it got sold out too quickly. It's whatever. It was like the world telling me not to spend money, so it was okay. Anyway, then he goes to Indianapolis for the Royal Rumble. And this one's based on the Indianapolis Colts gear. Yes, he did wear baseball jerseys, Geek Zip, but he also wore basketball ones. And basketball and baseball were his most worn. He might have sometimes wear football, I believe. But some of the most big ones he wore was, at least the one I recall, is obviously the New York Knicks jersey. He wore LA. And then he wore other baseball teams. He wore a bunch. Yeah, he wore hockey jerseys too. But the most were his baseball and basketball. Anyway, Royal Rumble, Indianapolis Colts, where he lost to Jey Uso in the Royal Rumble. Then the night everyone doesn't forget is the Toronto Blue Jays inspired shirt for the Elimination Chamber when he turns heel with the ugliest stare you can ever imagine, and everyone's soul crushed. Everyone was happy he turned heel, but you guys not happy that he retired? Okay. Anyway, then he went to Belgium to explain why he became a heel. And he wore the Belgians' national team colors, or the Belgium flag. But it's based on the international soccer team for Belgium. Then Scotland, again, Scotland soccer team. That was, both of these were on Raws when they did the European tour before SmackDown. And then the last one of the European tour for Raw was the Union Jack flag. No, this one is the first one they didn't do one based on a sports team. So they just did a standard Union Jack jersey. And this was the Raw, I believe, until a couple weeks until WrestleMania. So it was the last time you saw him do gimmick mic work before he faced Cody Rhodes. Then he shows up on the SmackDown before WrestleMania, night 1. And this jersey he wore for three nights straight. So he wore this on SmackDown. He wore it on WrestleMania night 2 on Sunday when he won the belt. And then he wore it the following night on Raw when he became champion. As you can see, he's wearing the belt there. And yes, the tour started strong. This is when the tour started somewhat strong. And then from here, we started questioning the tour. But it's already too late. He's retired, so nips or butts. And I'll explain why the heel turn didn't work out. Anyway, Dallas Mavericks, when he went to Dallas for SmackDown to promote his Nets upcoming pay-per-view against Randy Orton. Cincinnati Reds, a baseball-themed shirt for another SmackDown on Backlash weekend. And then on Backlash itself, he wore... this one was hockey shirt inspired for the St. Louis Blues. Sorry, I got my nose itchy. And this was on Backlash when he defended it. The Vegas one was cool. It's also one of the quickest sellout ones, too. Now we go to Tampa. On Saturday night main event, he does a Tampa Bay Buccaneers throwback jersey. I don't see how that's a throwback jersey. Anyway, I shouldn't move this over here. I'm going to move some stuff around, so I apologize. Just because the way my head is turning. There we go. And what's next? He is in Tennessee for SmackDown. This one I couldn't get a good picture of. They didn't promote this shirt that heavily either. And every town, by the way, every town had a shirt, a hat, wristband, socks, a towel, and a spinner championship belt. So they did this thing 36 times. Or, alright, if you count WrestleMania Night 1 as the 3 times as one, they did it 33 times, so 34 times, whatever. So it was crazy. Then he went to LA for the Los Angeles Lakers on Money in the Bank weekend. This was back in June. And then on Money in the Bank night itself, he wore the LA Rams inspired shirt, which I think is cool. It just looks weird with the swirl. I like this one. It's very classic. Everyone would like to know the profit for all these shirts. He did everything. Look, all this is tied to the same look. The wristbands, the hat. The spinner belt was more commemorative. He didn't wear a different belt every time. It was just sold that way. But anyway, this one is based on Phoenix Suns on a Raw. Rewind. According to Reddit, John Cena was a very active member in the San Francisco dungeon area. Why did we not ever get a San Francisco John Cena retirement shirt if that was his community? That's correct. He was, before he got signed by WWE for Ohio Valley Wrestling, he was part of UPW or UP something, a wrestling group that he did in that area. So, yeah. What's going on, everyone? Yeah, how's it going, Shatter Kingdom? What was his next shirt? The Kentucky Wildcats. That's a college football NCAA team. Yeah. And then he did Detroit Lions, American football, whoever's a Detroit fan. And then we get a few shirts when he goes to Saudi. We get the first one here from SmackDown. Very simple. It has no team associated with it. There was a Fanatic, one I didn't add here. There was a Fanatics Fest exclusive one that I saw, but I never got because I couldn't find the damn Fanatics Fest store when I went there. Because I was too busy meeting wrestlers. That's more important, guys. Then Night of Champions, when he faced... This was when he faced Night of Champions. That's when he faced CM Punk. One of the best matches of his this year. CM Punk, and just because of the promo work. And then, obviously, my favorite of this whole year, and I think a lot of people's favorite, is AJ Styles versus John Cena at Crown Jewel. But this is his Saudi look for Night of Champions. Then he goes to San Antonio Spurs look for a SmackDown. And then on SummerSlam weekend, he did a double because we're going to MetLife Stadium in, if anyone knows, New Jersey. Our beautiful New York Giants and Jets share a stadium. And they were having SummerSlam there. So he decided, he was only doing one night in SummerSlam, but he was doing the SmackDown the night before night one. He decided to honor both football teams. So on SmackDown, he wore the New York Jets inspired. And on SummerSlam weekend against Cody, he wore Giants. Yes, best match of the tour, Cena versus AJ, exactly. Did you know Princess of Saudi Arabia, the one that WWE in bed with is Mary's cousin? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about John Cena supporting a cousin lover? I don't know any about that. Do you got sources so we can actually talk about it? There's no point of saying, did you know, without providing adequate source. Alright, Montreal hockey team. We have Montreal, what's the team? Canadiens? Oh, it's a hockey team. Guys, I don't know hockey like that. And then he went to Ireland for last round of European tours for Clash in Paris. And the first stop was Dublin, Ireland. Then the SmackDown on Clash of Paris weekend, he were a little France inspired. Both the Ireland one and the French ones, no team inspired, just logos. And that was the one in Clash in Paris. And then we wind down as we get into the fall. His last SmackDown was in Chicago, Illinois on September 5th. 2025, and then he appears on his last Boston hometown stop on September 15th for Raw. Oh, this is not the shirt. Oh, this was another town before. I don't know which town is this. Oh, I got it messed up. That's not his Boston shirt. Where is this? I don't know. But this was in Indianapolis for WrestlePalooza. And then this one is for Crown Jewel when he faced AJ Styles. And here's the Boston one. That's the Raw. All these shirts are sold out at this point, guys. Then this is the one I wanted, which was his last Raw in Madison Square Garden. I didn't go because the tickets were ridiculously expensive. No point. I got lucky going to night one of SummerSlam. But that was because Cena wasn't on the card, which was okay. I wanted to see CM Punk that night. Anyway, the next one is his last PLE, which is Survivor Series, which was inspired by the San Diego Padres. And I apologize. The New York one is inspired by the Yankees, if you don't know. The Mets, get out of here. And then Boston one is based on the Celtics. And the Australia one in Crown Jewel was based on the Australian soccer team, while the Indianapolis was based on the Pacers. Fuck the Pacers. Anyway. And then the Last Time Is Now shirt, not inspired by anything, is basically an homage to everything. On the side it said hustle, loyalty, and respect. I didn't get my shirt yet. I'm probably not going to get it till January, because that's what they told me. But anyway, that's all his shirts. You can probably still get the last one. There are some smaller towns probably available. I'm not sure, to be honest, but it is what it is with that.